Now, for decades, one partnership has shaped the politics of the entire West Asia more than almost any other: the partnership between the United States and Israel. No matter which party ruled Washington, Republican or Democrat, America always stood firmly behind Israel. Billions of dollars in military aid, advanced weapons, intelligence sharing, and diplomatic support made this one of the strongest alliances in the modern history. But now, reports suggest that small cracks could be appearing in that particular relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, according to recent reports, differences have emerged between Washington and Tel Aviv over the ongoing negotiations with Iran. In fact, the US Vice President, Mr. J.D. Vance, he reportedly criticized Israeli leaders for publicly attacking the US President, Mr. Donald Trump's diplomatic efforts with Tehran. In fact, he reminded Israeli officials that the US has been Israel's strongest supporters for decades and warned against undermining that partnership. However, several analysts, they believe that these disagreements should not be taken for a major policy shift because American military and financial support for Israel that continues unchanged. The story, it's important because the world often assumes that America and Israel always speaks with one voice. But international diplomacy, that's really that simple, right? Even close allies disagree behind closed doors. Sometimes they disagree on military strategy, sometimes they disagree on diplomacy, and sometimes they disagree on the timing here. Here, experts say that the United States wants to keep diplomatic channels with Iran open while also maintaining pressure on Tehran here. However, Israel has repeatedly warned that Iran's nuclear program that remains its biggest security concern. That particular difference in approach, it has kind of created fresh debate now. Should diplomacy continue, or is stronger military pressure the only solution here? Well, political analysts believe that these public disagreements may appear very dramatic, but the larger strategic partnership between Washington and Tel Aviv, that remains extremely strong. The US continues providing billions of dollars in defense assistance, advanced fighter jets, and missile defense cooperation with intelligence support. Sometimes the biggest disagreements happen within your own system. The question is, why is the United States debating a secret spy database? Ladies and gentlemen, imagine if every single major American intelligence agency shared just one giant database. A database containing the identities of suspected foreign spies, potential intelligence recruits, secret investigators, and sensitive operations from across the globe. Here, supporters say that it would make America safer, but critics, they say it could become one of the biggest intelligence risks in modern history. Well, according to these reports, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence has asked the agencies like the FBI and the CIA to provide the identities of foreign espionage targets so that they can be stored in one central system. In fact, officials supporting the proposal argue that it would improve coordination between agencies and prevent duplicate investigations. However, senior officials at both the FBI and CIA have reportedly resisted the plan, warning that concentrating such highly classified information in one place, it could expose confidential resources, compromise the ongoing investigations, and create a new security risk here. In the meantime, supporters believe that modern threats have now changed. Today, espionage that is no longer limited to secret agents exchanging documents in dark alleys. Cyber attacks, artificial intelligence, encrypted messaging platforms, financial transactions, and social media have become part of modern intelligence operations. Well, to respond effectively, agencies need faster access to the information now. But critics see another danger here. Well, if one central database is ever hacked, or if confidential information leaks, years of intelligence work, it could disappear overnight. Resources could be exposed, operations could be failed, lives could even be put at risk here. And this debate, it also raises a larger question here. How much information should government collect? And once they collect it, who should be allowed to access it? Well, as technology becomes more and more powerful, governments around the globe are facing the same challenge, finding the balance between national security, privacy, and protecting highly classified information here. And yes, while Washington continues debating this particular proposal, another disagreement involving one of America's closest allies is beginning to attract global attention here.